Tick-tock, we're on the clock. Hey guys and gals, welcome to Garage Gear. I'm JB, giving you the best tips and tricks to survive life in and out of the garage. If you're like me, you like to know exactly how long your engine is running. This helps with oil changes and maintenance intervals. And in this video, we're hooking up an hour meter on this Toro Super Recycler 21564. This is an hour meter. It turns on the second your engine starts running, and it clocks your runtime until you shut her down. Super easy to install these, and you can install them on just about any small engine. Now before we begin, it's a good idea to allow your engine to completely cool down if you just used it. You do not want to be doing this while the engine is hot. First step is going to be locating a good spot on this engine for the hour meter to go. We could go right here on the air filter cover, but I always worry about putting it on panels that come off often for maintenance purposes. And if you send your lawnmower underneath any bushes, this part could get easily damaged, and so could the hour meter. Not going on that side, that's a gas tank. Where I think it would go best and not be interfered with much is right here on the side. There's plenty of room up behind this panel, so there's no need to worry about screws poking into anything. My only concern here is the muffler getting hot enough, and if we put the wire up high, we shouldn't have any issues if we run it down to the hour meter. Let's do it! And to help put this video in a good spot with the YouTube algorithm, would you mind taking a super quick second to hit that like button down below? Thank you. Now we got to get this cover off, and Briggs & Stratton couldn't have complicated this anymore. Way to go, Briggs. You have two T25 screws, one right here and one right here. Let's get these out because these are the easy ones to do. Now there is a third screw, and Briggs & Stratton put it here just to piss you off. You can actually see it if you lift up this center panel. It's right there underneath. So how do we get to it? Well, we got to remove this whole black panel on top. Let's start with the easy part. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab this black panel right here, and I'm going to gently lift it up, and it should release itself from the red panel. Just like that. Now here on the back side, there's a black plastic clip that kind of hooks underneath the red panel. And you can kind of undo it easily by twisting it over to the side, just like that, and then lifting it up. And then up front here, same thing. You actually have two little plastic clips that kind of hook underneath the red panel. You can kind of see where they're indented right here. And all you got to do is, again, simply twist the panel and lift up, and it should be able to pry it off. Now, if you can't get underneath there easily, use a screwdriver and push underneath to help yourself out. There we go. There's one and two. You can see what I mean about those black plastic tabs. These are the little babies holding this thing on. Now we can get to the screw on top. Finally, this guy out on top. Now this whole cover should just come right off. Look at that. Now there is a thin layer of dust inside here. What I'm going to do is give it a quick wipe down. This will help me out for the next step. Now before I forget, I want to say thank you to Keith G3102. He's a subscriber here on the channel. He's the one that actually gave me the accurate directions on how to rip that cover off without breaking anything. So thank you, Keith. That's the power of the Garage Gear community here, right? So now let's have a look here. We have our hour meter, a couple of screws to hold it on, our connecting wire, and a couple of zip ties. Now what the hour meter instructions recommend is to wrap your wire around your spark plug wire about 5 times. They recommend doing this a couple of centimeters away from the boot of the spark plug wire. So I'm going to loop this thing around about 5 times. Once you have your 5 loops around like this, what we're going to do is simply take our 2 ends and zip tie them together. Feed your zip tie through, make sure your cable's wrapped nice and snug, and then simply snug it down. Good, that ain't going nowhere. I'm going to take my snips and cut off the excess. Perfect. Doesn't get much easier than that. I'm going to straighten out my cord here real quick. So now just to test this out, if I were to put this cover back on here, our cord is going to wrap nicely right up in the middle, and then I'm going to send it right down this channel here on the inside and then down the side. Time to reach for our good old friend, Gorilla Duct Tape. Remember what they say about duct tape. If duct tape can't fix it, it can't be fixed. So notice what I've done here. I have about a foot worth of length of wire here. I'll explain what I'm going to do with that later. To start setting this wire inside the cover, what I'm going to do is just take a small piece of duct tape here, rip it off, and I'm going to simply tape it right here in the middle, just like that. I'm going to rip a few more pieces here and just set them off to the side. I took a piece of tape now and I set it right in that channel to lock that wire in place. I'm going to take another one right about there, lock it in place, and from here this is where we can start to take the wire and wrap it down to where we're going to place our hour meter. I'm going to take my last piece of tape here and we're just going to pinch that wire right in place where it needs to be. As I mentioned earlier, this wire is now high enough out of the way away from the muffler. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is just set the cover back on top so that way I can easily see where my wire is going to be and where I can place my new hour meter. So right about there, this hour meter looks really good, and as I reach up behind it, there's absolutely nothing in its way, so the screws will have plenty of room to go without touching anything. The cord can also come down and underneath and then wrap behind the hour meter. That would be the easy way to do it. You could do something neat and drill a hole and have the cord go directly into the hour meter and make it look nice and professional. That'll look cool. I think we'll go that route. So now what I'm going to do is take a real fine tip pencil, stick it all the way through and kind of dot my holes so I know exactly where to drill. Same thing here on this side. Really wiggle it around in there. And then what I'm going to do is drill a hole right here off to the side, for the wire to go through. Take a look at those dots, we're ready to drill. These screws are super tiny, so I'm gonna use a really fine bit here. Lock and load that baby in the drill. We're gonna use some common sense here. We're gonna take the cover off and then drill. There's one, there's two, and then I'm gonna put a slightly bigger bit in so I can feed the cord through. There we go. Perfecto. This is gonna look really cool. Let's take our cord, feed it through, boom, pull it snug, perfect. Now before I screw in this hour meter, what I'm gonna do is line up my cable here and send it in with a screwdriver. It doesn't take much effort. You can kind of wiggle it in with your fingers first, and then you're just gonna take a screwdriver and press it on in. A nice thin screwdriver will get it all the way down perfectly. Boom, just like that. Look at that, that looks sharp. Now we're gonna take our screws, feed them in. I'm gonna do one at a time here. I got plenty of room behind the panel, so we're safe to screw these in. I'm gonna send them in, nice and snug. I'm gonna grab my snips, snip off the excess. Now check this out. What I did is I looped these cords together and I put a quick piece of duct tape around them. This is actually going to be helpful to me or maybe the next owner of this mower when and if they have to go and take this cover off. They'll have some excess here so they can pull the cover off and not be yanking on this spark plug boot. So all I'm going to do here is just take this piece of tape, just like this, with all these wires, and just tuck it and press it up against the inside of this red cover. Just like that. Safe and out of the way. You don't even know that they're there. Let's put this cover back into place. Send her in. Good. Now this one here on this side, and the one on the back. Now we're just gonna pop this annoying black panel back into place. We'll just do everything in the reverse order. Front two, the back one, and now the front one. There's one and two. I gotta say that actually looks really cool. It looks like it's just part of the mower. I guess you can even get these in red too. Well, if you're ready, I'm ready. Let's put some time on that clock. Tick-tock, we're on the clock. Okay, so I just mowed a portion of my lawn, and we can clearly see now that we have time ticking on our hour meter. Now, for those wondering exactly how these hour meters work, here's the deal. So let's just say I have this end connected to the hour meter. This end over here gets wrapped several times around the spark plug boot. When you turn the engine on, what this wire does is it senses the current flowing through that spark plug wire and then transmits that signal to your hour meter. Then the hour meter starts ticking and runs a clock.
That's the deal? That's the deal.
Pretty simple and pretty cool how they designed that. So here's what I like about these hour meters. They're super handy for maintenance on your machine. You can better schedule in oil changes, blade sharpenings, or whatever else you have in mind. They only take about 15 minutes to install, and I have seen these hour meters add to the resale value of the machine when you go to sell it. Buyers like myself like to see exactly how many hours are on a machine. This mower only has about several hours on it, and now it's officially clocking every single one. Now some out there have said, hey man, maybe they had their machine for a really long time and then they put the hour meter on it recently. Maybe. But in my experience, I've never personally had somebody come to my house to buy a machine and argue the hours on it. They were always impressed by the fact that the machine already had an hour meter on it, especially if I sold it to a commercial guy. Now, quite possibly the only thing that grinds my gears with these hour meters is changing the batteries on them. It doesn't appear to be so easy to do, and I'm not sure if your hours are remembered when the battery dies. I would assume that when the batteries conk out, all numbers are lost. But in my experience, I have never had to change a battery on one of these before. They last a really long time. Are these hour meters a wise investment? Absolutely. The benefits far outweigh the negatives on this little device. I'll have more hour meter videos linked down below in the description. Have an hour meter on your machine? Let me know down below in the comments exactly how many hours you have on yours. I've seen some high numbers before, and I would love to see what else is out there. For more cool garage gear content, click or tap the screen right here. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the garage.